When the topic of Nick Godejohn comes up, everybody is very divided. Was he manipulated? Did he know what he was doing? Did Gypsy take advantage of him? Was he like this before? And when I put out the email that he sent Dawn, and you guys tried to say that I manipulated it, or it didn't exist, or somebody else manipulated it, or it was coerced, and you couldn't believe that he would act like that, let me show you a couple things that just came out about Nick, and maybe this will help you understand where I was going with it. First and foremost, he talked about how he was not afraid to manipulate anyone. Let's just go over that real quick. He was not afraid to manipulate anyone. These were from videos that were just unsealed, and there's documents, 27 pages worth of videos essentially. And in this one video, he talked about how he was not afraid to manipulate anyone. So remember that. After the McDonald's incident, Nick talked about his court appearance in Wisconsin and how he had set up a payment plan to pay his fine. He talked about how he was consistent with everything he does and the fine will get paid because the alternative would be spending 4 days in jail. He talked about the date being his court date, which was the same day he made the video. He talked about he was testing the media when they interviewed him about his case and how they lied about what he said. And then he was changing his voice. But again, he was testing the media. Manipulation, testing the media, yet again. He knows what he's doing, folks. Nick was talking as Victor, and he told Gypsy that he wants her to give a spell to someone in his commands. He is very firm and authoritative about this. He told her that she will do what he said. He talked about how he could break her spell and was not joking around about it. He gives her a severe warning, telling her that she will do what he says. He talked about she did not want to do what he said. He would make her put a hex spell on a female so that he could R her and even have a gang situation with this female. He said that he would not necessarily unalive her, but he would break her spirit forever. He said if he observed someone as she would put a hex spell on this female so that he could R her. During the duration of this video, he continued to command to do whatever he told her to do. He sounds very pleasant, doesn't he? He said he knows her master has something planned for him. He said that they needed to obey him and they had no other choice but to obey him, and that he had only one soulmate and it was his sister, and he hoped that this could be one big love affair. He said he could hurt other people and do evil for him, and this would prove her love to him and how they could show that they were interested, and he would prefer to R her versus having normal intercourse with her. He said that if she was willing to help him unalive someone and let him R her, he would not hurt her. Did y'all hear all that? There was a lot about unaliving and grape. And those were all in videos that was found in a plethora of places of Nick and Gypsy. There was numerous videos. I just picked a few of them that showed exactly who Nick is, that he manipulates, that he admits to manipulating, that he tests the media by manipulation, and how much he talks about grape and unaliving. He wasn't just manipulated by Gypsy. This stuff was ingrained in him, instilled in him, and he was already there. There's also a part where Nicholas told Gypsy that he was upset with her because she had compared him to a serial unaliver. He said that he had too much of an innocent personality to do that. He talked about how he was hurt and she had hurt him by saying that. He talked about a spell he wanted her to do so that they would be bound together forever. And he talked about the eyes being the window of the soul, but the ears were the road to his soul. He said he never had a mother or father because they were working all the time and they did not spend enough time with him. He said that Gypsy was like a mother to him. Because of all this, he had to grow up early. He was a family man with good characteristics. He said that she did not need to compare him to Charles Manson because he did research on him, and then yells at her to not ever to compare him to Charles Manson. He told Gypsy she did not need to fear his dangerous side coming out to unalive her or do anything to harm her. The Dark One might do things to her, but he would not harm her. He said that she had two protectors inside of him to keep her safe. He also talked about before she came into his life, he was afraid he would never find true love. He talked about how he was going to go to a particular type of website and order a chained up person. He said he was getting hopeless trying to find true love before she came into his life, and that the Lord brought her in before he got to that point. So if Gypsy hadn't come into his life, he was going to go try to find somebody that he could chain up. Yeah. So before you go talking about how he's this sweet, innocent, manipulated little boy who has disabilities, you can have disabilities and not be this dark-minded and not be thinking about these things that are going to hurt or unalive people.